Imagine you're on a journey, a 5,000 kilometer, 3-month journey. You leave in early January and you have around 60,000 other people with you. That's a little crazy, right? Well, that's the humpback whale's annual migration from the frigid Antarctica waters to warmer Australian waters. Now, you may be wondering why this is important to know. Well, knowing when the migration of humpback whales takes place can help with further research and possible sightings if you're ever interested in seeing a whale. The humpback whale's annual voyage between high-latitude summer feeding ground and winter mating in tropical waters is one of the most extraordinary migrations of any species on the planet. Today I'm going to explain a background of humpback whales along with when their migration is, why it happens, and where it happens. I'll begin with some basic facts. Humpback whales are around 66,000 pounds at most, which is quite a lot, and the adult females can be around 49 to 52 feet, while the males are a little bit shorter. They're around 43 to 46 feet. They live around 80 to 90 years and migrate twice a year. Their migration could be around 5,000 kilometers in total. That is 3,106 miles, and that is from NOAA Fisheries. The main threats for humpback whales as of right now are entanglement in fishing gear, vessel strikes, vessel-based harassment, underwater noise, and habitat impacts. Humpback whales are not endangered as of right now. We should probably keep it that way. They are found in many different regions, including, but not limited to, the New England, Pacific Islands, Alaska, and many others. That is from NOAA Fisheries also. Their scientific name is Megaptera novaelangia, which means big wing of New England. That's from National Geographic Humpback Whales. You might mainly know about humpback whales for their songs. They can be heard from great distances through the oceans. The songs are quite complex and can continue for hours on end. Scientists have been studying these sounds and are trying to decipher the meanings. The most likely explanation is that they are communicating to others to attract potential mates. Calves are even known to whisper to their mothers. That's from National Geographic Humpback Whales. Humpback whales are huge creatures with distinct characteristics. One of these distinct characteristics being their migration. I included this image just because it has extra facts about them, about how they are gray and white on the bottom. So these are their migration patterns. So why do they migrate and when? Around January, humpback whales will start their migration. That's from Wild Whales, the Great Humpback Migration. The whales from the northern hemisphere will travel from their summer feeding areas in cold waters to their winter breeding areas in warm tropical waters. Since the seasons are reversed on either side of the equator, the whales in the southern hemisphere also head south to feed at the same time, which means that the whales will not be crossing paths. So, as you can see up in this corner, it compares two different whales, and the humpback whales is the yellow, and they go all the way from Antarctica to northern Australia, and the other whales will just have a shorter one to the south of Australia. Over here we just have a better image of all the different migration routes, so from Antarctica to South America, Alaska to Mexico and Hawaii, Greenland to Florida, and many others. Not all humpbacks will migrate. Some of them will migrate later. They've been tracked, and they will migrate in late January or early February, and some of them will not be migrating at all. In the North Coast office in Prince Rupert, there have been whales spotted not completing a winter migration, meaning that they will stay in the same waters the whole time. That's from Wild Whales, the Great Humpback Migration. Where do they migrate? Humpback whales migrate in all the major oceans. They can migrate from Antarctica waters to Australian waters, as I was saying over here. They migrate pretty much everywhere. Humpback whales are known to migrate in many different places, and generally they will migrate in January, but some of them might not migrate at all. Humpback whales have a ridiculous journey to make for their migrations in the winters. In late autumn or early winter, they start their migration journey. This journey is one of the longest migrations of any mammal on Earth. They migrate in order to begin the breeding process. Humpback whales migrate in all the major oceans of the world. Knowing more about these migrations can lead to better research capabilities and also knowing when to look for migrating humpbacks. Humpback whales are gigantic and amazing creatures. We have to learn about them in order to make sure their population continues to increase and they stay off of the endangered species list. If you ever find yourself on the coast in the middle of January, look out into the ocean. You might just see a humpback whale.